Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to Asterix, a game on the SNES that is a Europe exclusive game based on the famous French comic series Asterix and Obelix, where a couple of villagers from the ancient country of Gaul are trying to fend off some Roman conquerors. However, one of our two heroes, Obelix, has been kidnapped by those very Romans this time around, and Asterix needs to get him back on his own. So far, it has not been a very big challenge for him. However, this time we are going to enter the mountains of Helvetia, which is Switzerland back in the day. So, say hello to snow and ice physics for the first time in this platformer. The locals here aren't very friendly. We actually need 3 hits in order to take them out, so be careful for these guys. The time of simple Romans that only take 1 hit in order to take them out, that is over. Enemies will actually start becoming more formidable, as you can see. And even the platforming becomes more difficult, because there's more and more endless pits. These mountains, they are very high up, so falling is not an uncommon thing here. Okay, here we have a switch block. Let's actually spawn a platform down there. Which is going to be our ride to the next mountain. Oh, and these guys are actually the birds of prey that the introduction screen for this world actually talked about. These vultures can be used in order to platform around as well, as you can see. You can land on them and use them as platforms. In this case, not really required, because we've got a cloud platform. We've got a 1-up that's trying to hide off screen. Slopes can be slippery, so be careful. And cloud platforms tend to fall, so be careful about those as well. Still above 10 1-ups, luckily, so let's just try that again. And these local guys that we're punching don't count as Romans officially, so they won't drop any helmets. So if you're the helmet type collector in this game, you actually don't need to bother with the enemies in this world. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure there's not a single stage in World 2 where Romans appear, so you can actually skip out on that for now. But like I said in the beginning of this project, in the first part, they are not required for 100% anyway. There's no real need to collect the helmets of enemies in this game. It's just for the fun of it. But like I said, this stage actually does not have any helmets to collect, so we're going to have to work with 0 anyway in this case. Let's move on to World 2-2, which is called Act 2-2 officially. We're saying goodbye to the caves of World 1 and entering the caves of World 2. World 2 also has them, but with a little bit more ice present, as you can see. Okay, attacking enemies with only 1 health is perhaps not the smartest thing to do. But at least we have 3 health now. Oh, watch for falling rocks. Can't help but reference Mario 64 here. Watch for falling rocks. I'm also pretty sure in some instances we actually need them. Sometimes these rocks can be used as stepping stones. Might be able to make an example of the next one. Okay, I was pretty sure one... Oh, yeah, indeed. See, I knew a rock would fall. And I was also correct about the fact that you can ride them. Do be careful where they take you. Don't want to get dragged into spiky and pointy dangerous things. I'm not too sure if we want to use this rock to get up there. The stage does continue here, so... Oh yeah, I know what I need to do. I remember now. We indeed need to go right here. And here we should be able to meet up with you. The first appearance of the green potion. I did promise there were multiple types of potions. Let's pause the game quickly, because otherwise it's going to run out. As you can see, the green potion actually gives us flying abilities. Do remember, you're not invincible in this state. Only the red potion makes you invincible. But we are able to fly. Temporarily, of course. That's the reason why I wanted to pause the game before explaining. We can press B or normal jump button. That has now changed into a flying button. At least until this thing runs out. If it still hasn't run out, you can actually get up here to the right for a secret in the wall. Here we can find some health and a 1-up. And now let's continue. We're at 55 seconds, I see, so I do need to hurry a little bit. Also a downside of playing on difficult mode. The timer is going to be strict. Obviously, when playing on easy and normal, you get more time in these stages. It's something Infogrames actually plays around with a lot, because I've noticed in Spirou and the Smurfs game that I've also played by the same developer, and that also was the case in those games. The difficulty setting does not just play around with the number of enemies, but also the time you actually get in order to beat the stages. And this one is turning out a little bit too strict, because I'm still not there yet, and come on. Health. The end is right through here, so I can still make it. Ooh! In time, apparently. That's the second time I only had 1 second remaining. The first time was not at the end of a stage, but still. Even separate rooms have their own counters when it comes to the timer. Okay, it does teach me a valuable lesson, not to actually play around with talking about mechanics or explaining things for too much. It was definitely a good bet that I paused the game when I started explaining about the green potion, because otherwise I would indeed have gotten a problem. Hopefully this stage is a little bit more lenient. This is another one of those mountain stages, as you can see. I'm pretty sure this one is also just one screen. So the 150 seconds we get at the start is what we're going to have to work with for the entire thing. Ouch, that hurts. I have been running around with only 1 health a lot so far in this game. Need to start working on that. You're allowed to hold a maximum of 5 hearts in this game, so why wouldn't I just do that? Hold 5 hearts instead of just 1. If it only were that simple. Health is not that common in this game. You can sometimes find it in the question mark blocks and not a whole lot more places. With the exception of the wild boars, there's actually no enemies that can drop health in this game. And I'm back at 1 health again, by the way. But first, new mechanic. Here we can actually find a musical instrument. And if you're known with the comics of Asterix and Obelix, you know what this thing is. We can grab it to summon our village's bard. And if you're known with the canon of Asterix and Obelix, you know this guy is supposed to be pretty terrible. He freezes all the enemies in their place. As long as he's on screen, every enemy is frozen dead in its tracks, as you can see, and can therefore easily be taken care of. There's not a whole lot of appearances of this guy in this game, but still. This is not the only time. And freezing all of the enemies dead in their tracks, that is his thing. Now let's move on, finishing this stage. A pretty big cloud section here. Okay, this guy can be annoying, like I was trying to talk about. You're tempted to actually use 3 of your hits in a row to immediately dispose of him, but there's a big risk to it. As you might have noticed, the moment you hit him, he's actually unable to hit us for a moment. However, if your next punch actually comes a little bit too late, his invincibility frames will run out and he's able to hit us again, so getting that timing down can be a little bit troublesome. It's definitely only recommended to try if you're experienced with this game and actually know how the timing of the hitboxes work. And then you can actually take care of multi-hit enemies that way. Just stand inside of them and use their invincibility frames to get 3 hits in quickly. And trust me, these guys are not going to be the only enemies in this game that require multi-hit. But for now, they are. I do like how you get bonus for time remaining in this game, but when playing on difficulty, you don't get a whole lot of it. Even if you play through this game fast, on the highest difficulty, there's usually not a whole lot of time remaining the moment you reach the end of a stage. That said, here's the next cave area. And this one, I'm pretty sure, is also pretty long. And I've learned in the previous one that I don't want to take too much time, apparently. I had only 1 second remaining. And if I start taking my time here, it's going to happen here as well. Perhaps even worse. Okay, this is the first instance of a rock that we actually need in order to ride to the next section. In the previous stage we were already able to do it, but it was not required yet. It seems this time around it is. Not that it helps us a whole lot, because I still got hit twice. That final one was especially nasty. How the hell are you supposed to avoid that? But at least I've got some health left, so let's just continue. Here's some health back. We're at 3 again, so a whole lot better than 1. That is my specialty, running around with only 1 health. Okay, we need to go down here, because I'm pretty sure we can find another green potion here. Yeah, here it is. We need to go up again in order to get to the exit. However, too high to jump, so we need to do it like this. There's no secrets to find before this runs out, so you don't have to worry about hurrying with this. It's only used to get up here. And be careful, because you can see there's pits here, so falling down back to the beginning of the stage is also possible. And especially when playing on hard difficulty, there's a pretty big chance that you won't be able to get back to the beginning in time again. There's supposed to be a secret down here. Yeah, there is. Not very well hidden, because it's a pretty suspicious placement, so it's not really that hard to see that there's something here. Okay, and this is the normal pathway again. Yeah, this is where you end up. You just miss a couple of spiky enemies that you can't kill. Back at 1 health. My specialty. I'm not going to die against you guys. Rock. And here's the exit. Oh, dang it! Gotta be kidding me. Perhaps it's not a bad thing that I died, because I actually realized that I forgot about the secret. Right over here, where the first secret actually ends, is another one. In the wall to the left over here. Completely forgot about that the first time. But as you can see, there's more stuff here. But still, it was still not fun actually dying at that point. Because yes, that was indeed the exit of the stage. If you get on this platform, you're done. So make sure you actually get enough momentum for your jump. Apparently you're not able to get up here otherwise. Valuable lesson. Let's move on to the final stage, because I'm pretty sure this is the final one. 2-5. And this one is actually going to introduce us to an aspect we have not seen yet in this platformer. Auto-scroll. You can't call yourself a platformer if you don't have auto-scroll in it. Let's be honest, that is a rule. Okay. Nice to know that this auto-scroll actually does not push you, but immediately kills you the moment you touch it. And that is not very traditional. So, yeah. Make sure not to touch the left of the screen. More traditionally, platformers actually push you around the moment the auto-scroll catches up with you. This one actually instantly kills you. Not uncommon, I've seen that before, but usually the other way around is actually used. So it definitely makes you go fast constantly here. You sure as hell don't want to touch the left side of the auto-scroll here. Puff, puff, puff. That is the rhythm. Take care of these guys without getting hit yourself. Oh, apparently there's a 1-up in there. This is a switch block. We don't need this rock. It's only here to hinder us in this case. And that was it. Auto-scroll stops, as you can see, indicating we have reached the right end of the screen, and therefore the end of the stage. And I'm not too sure why this is the kind of stage where you actually have 70 seconds remaining. In all of the regular stages they give you barely enough time, but in an auto-scroll they give you more than enough time. Oh, and there is a stage 6. See, I did promise you not every single world would have 5 stages. Completely forgot about this one. But now that I see it, it does look familiar. This is that vertical one where you actually need to go down. This one's actually pretty tricky if I remember correctly. It's really hard to find out where the exit is actually. Let's go see what we can all find in here. There's a lot of these levels here, as you can see, where multiple things can be grabbed. If you fall down too far, there's actually no way back up again. There is a green potion in the stage, but you can't actually find it everywhere. Some of the parts of the stage actually become locked the moment you go down too far. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to get everything in this stage, for that reason. But the biggest puzzle is actually trying to find out where you need to go. One of these levels actually has an opening to the right, and that should be the exit. It might be up here actually, but of course I'd like to explore the stage a little bit more first. Here's a 1-up. Here's another green potion. Yeah, there's just a couple of random junk here. Let's move back to the potion and get back up again. Or let's kill ourselves, that's also a way to get back up again. But at least we can kind of see what the kind of stage this is. Not very long. The challenge is definitely in the vertical aspect here. That you need to fall down to some point. And then head right to exit the stage. It's just a matter of finding that point, but I'm pretty sure I know where it is. This green potion, if you go all the way down to the bottom, can be used in order to get up there. So you don't softlock yourself. And this platform is actually where the stage ends. It's a pretty short and unexpected appearance of a 6th stage. But still, here it is. And with the appearance of this guy from our village, we now know the world is done. Let's go see where we need to go next. You must hurry. The Romans boarded the ship for Egypt exactly 2 cuckoos ago. Cuckoos? Yeah, we're in Switzerland after all. But it seems they are fleeing towards Egypt. But before they get there, they need to get on a ship first. So let's go chase them on their ship. And that is going to be the first stage of the 3rd world. A traversing stage, you might say. Even though World 3 is going to be the Egypt theme, not going to be a surprise. But first, we need to get there, and this traversing stage actually takes place on the ship, as you can see. There's a lot of goodies hidden down there, including a 1-up. And apparently the catapults can actually reach us under there. That's what you get for running around with only 1 health. Now let's go board the ship. This location and the enemies we find here are actually based on the pirates from the comics, who actually appear multiple times. Which is a nice touch. They're a pretty fun set of characters in all honesty. And looking at how these Romans are, quote-unquote Romans, are designed, they are actually modeled after the pirates from the comics. And don't you throw axes at me. Rude. And these guys also take 3 hits to take out. There should be some more stuff up there, so let's go see if we can go around again. All the way at the top of the masts you can actually also find some goodies. And more enemies, of course. No, apparently we can't access the ladder from here. Good to know. And that should be everything, so let's make our way to the end now. Unless there's still some things up here to the right. Oh yeah, of course. There is indeed stuff here up to the right. This is actually a required thing. Almost forgot about that, but in order to actually finish the stage, we need to spawn this boat. And only that question mark block up at the top is actually able to do that. If you hit that, this boat will spawn. And if you start riding it, as you can see, it will automatically go over the water. And it's actually the only way to exit this stage. We can swim here, as you can see. However, if we swim towards the right end of the screen, nothing will happen. Only once we're inside of the boat, only then we can actually exit the screen. Only then we will get this blackout. That was stage 3-1. We have reached the Egyptian shore. And the next time we are going to start with that. Thank you for watching and see you in Egypt. Here you are in Egypt, ready to cross the desert and discover the pyramids. Be careful, these pyramids may be very interesting inside, but it would be such a pity if you could not find your way out. Ooh. Treecks out.